Alright, how we doing, fellas and ladies? It is your boy Marcos. It is that Metal Gear. We're on episode 5, man. It's already moving so quickly, man. It's crazy how time flies. I feel like I just finished the game the other day and started editing, but whatever. So we beat Volker Raven last episode. I'm gonna tell you down below so you guys can check it out. And now we are in this tank hangar, and check this dude out right here, the nuclear building part of me, the first floor. Check my man out right there. I'm like, dude, man, how'd you see me? I didn't even come out there. Alright, let's hop right into today's topic of discussion. And that's something that I kind of thought about it when I watched the new Splinter Cell trailer, which looked alright. It's good. That game's gonna be good. It's about time they made a good Splinter Cell game too. But it brags, I don't know if brag would be the right way of putting it, but it boasts of having 3 different ways to play. Now, you know, you could go all out guns blazing, you could go stealth, and I guess you go stealther. I don't really remember what the third way is, but either way, you know, it has different ways of playing it. I know somewhere Kojima's gotta be sitting just laughing and being like, dude, I made a game like, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago where you could do whatever the hell you want. If you want to go and shoot these guys, you could. If you want to walk around like an idiot like I'm doing with a cardboard box, you could. If you want to go and draw them out, you could. If you maybe want to, I'm about to look at this, I'm about to mess this up. I toss them instead of choking them. I hit the wrong button. So now I'm pissed. He managed to take me down. I'm like, nah, bro. If you want to play, there's a game mode. I mean, there's a, yeah, I think under extreme difficulty, it could be so difficult as that if they ever see you, that you're done. And I think that was the one major innovation that Metal Gear brought to the video game industry. Before this, you know, games were for the most part linear, and you kind of had 1 or 2 options at best to do things. I mean, you look at, let's look at just like a Mario game. For say, Super Mario World. There were maybe 2 options in the stage. There was like a hidden way of doing things and a not so hidden way of doing things. And that was kind of your options. Now it's a basic platform, but you know, even your adventure games at the time, let's say Castlevania that came out at the time, you kind of went one way. You know, the big like differences of like if you managed to sneak out and go the other way. All right, let's listen to Marilyn.
Dr. Emmerich is probably being held in his lab in the northeast part of that floor. They've flooded the area with gas to prevent him from escaping, but there should be a gas mask on that floor too. If you use it, you'll be able to make it through easily.
Alright, I appreciate that. So this is like the part where you have to shoot like the Nikita missile and all that. It's entertaining, it's fun, it's different. I don't want to die over here because you don't have a gas mask on and whatnot. But yeah, you know, that was the main difference between Metal Gear and other games. It wasn't open world per se, which I think 5 is going to be, which is going to be nuts. Oh, it wasn't no Grand Theft Auto, you could do whatever the hell you want, you know, it's a free-for-all. But it was in such a way that, you know, there's a limited room right here, but there's 5 ways of doing it, and whatever you want to do. Same with like guards, you know, and I think guards is the easiest way to explain it. It's the most common enemy. I mean, sure, like, you know, there's only like a handful of ways of beating an enemy, but or a boss, for example. But guards, you can really have fun with it. That was kind of the good part of this game. Let's take another phone call.
Snake, watch out. That place is filled with gas. Also, the floor is electrified. First, destroy the high voltage switch. It's the switchboard on the northwest wall.
But how? I can't reach it.
Use a remote-controlled missile.
There you go. He gave you the good word right there. Use the remote-controlled missile. My man like to always do this right there. You see Emmerich on the other side, just walking around, just pacing himself. I'm trying to see if I can get his attention. I'm like, hey Hal, hey buddy, it's really good. You wanna do something there? You wanna, you know, maybe help out a little bit? So I'm going upstairs. I think I gotta get to Nikita or whatnot. Anyway, back to the topic at hand before we were so rudely interrupted by so many codec calls. Golly, and I call codec phone calls, I kind of see it the same way. It's like a bootlegged cell phone. I don't know how nobody hears them. Now here, this phone we're by ourselves, but literally you can stay behind an enemy, make a codec call. Cat doesn't hear you. Alright, whatever. So yeah, there's millions of options to doing the same thing. That's why you have so many items, you know. You have, you know, the porn magazines, you have the box, you got a gun. You can just go and shoot everybody, guns blazing. There is ways that the game's intended for you to do, and I think that's very fair and that's very well put. You know, the guy who creates the game designer, has a vision of how you should play through this part. Even though there's options, he has to give you a way to do those options. And over here, I thought I actually didn't have a gun equipped, so That's why I just blasted this fool. I shot him the first time. I was like, why did I shoot him? I'm like, oh, man, I got to gun it quick. There's a Nikita. You know, if you ever run around a big, important stealth base or whatnot, you know, with big nuclear devices going off and stuff like that, there's always a Nikita just, you know, in a random conference room. You know, when I go to work, there's normally a Nikita just chilling there, too. Same thing with the enemies. Like, for example, you can just leave them there. You can stuff them in the locker, which hopefully is what I try to do right here. There we go. I always enjoy getting my man stuffed in the locker. There you go. Deuces. Best is when you put them to sleep and you put them in the locker. I mean, what do they wake up and then first off, let's calculate this here. You can shit. I talked to my man Jay at work about this. It's just absurd. It's video game logic. Maybe next episode will be video game logic. I'm gonna give you an example of video game logic right here. You could shoot somebody. Let's say with the dart, with the tranquilizer dart. Oh man, catching me right here. I didn't expect him to do that turn so quickly, man. I got turned on right there. I'm tempted. I'm like, what should I do? I'm like, I'm just gonna blast him. So you could shoot somebody with a tranquilizer gun. And if he doesn't see you, all he's going to do is just be like, huh? Oh, no, what was that? Son, if you get shot with a tranquilizer gun at work, like, you might want to do a little bit better reaction there. You might want to be like, oh, shit, y'all, we're under attack. There's enemies, do something. Not like, oh, that's strange. Tranquilizer gun. No biggie. Must have been someone just fooling around, just some goofball. And you can do it with shooting with a bullet, too. You get shot, be like, huh, this is interesting. Bullet. Alright, well, probably Plax goes around or something, you know. Maybe Aaron Hernandez is coming into the building on parole. I'm gonna check this sign right here. Notice, but I couldn't read anything on it. Whatever, we got the Nikita missile. I'm just goofing around here. I'm trying to see, you know, this is important to an exploration part of it. You're always rewarded in these kinds of games with exploration. I think that's something that every game should do. You should always be rewarded with exploration. There you go. There's the magazine, the porn magazine. Come on, Marcus, pick it up. I don't think I use it through this playthrough. But yeah, you can lay it down in front of somebody and the guard, you know, will go up to him and be like, oh, wow. And just like there, and you can either walk by him or just kill him. Different options to do different things. It's one of the major innovations of Metal Gear. That's the women's bathroom right there. I can't go in, unfortunately. It's a major innovation that this game brought to the table. And since then, you know, it kind of took a while, though. You know, there still is a very linear way of doing things in video games, and I have no problem with that, you know. I think a big challenge in some games is the fact that, especially in platformer games specifically, that you have to get that jump, or you have to do that, you know, a special jump or that special bounce in order to get to that spot. I think some of the novelty and some of the difficulty comes into that, whereas in other games when you get a lot of options, and I feel that's why Metal Gear, for example, for me is a lot more difficult and I wanted to see how that looked like, and there you go. I took a little bit of life for you guys. That gets me every time, man. He's just, oh man. Anyway, as I got so really distracted. So I think that's part of the challenge right there. They give you one way of doing this. You got to pull it off. It's really difficult. Come on. And there's cameras here that see you and they can shoot you out as well if you don't do this well. That's one aspect of making it difficult. I feel, for example, in the beginning, the first beginning part of Metal Gear is a lot more difficult to me than the second part of it. You know, those first couple rooms are difficult because I don't have anything. I don't really have that many options. I kind of have to learn the controls and sneak around and pray that they don't see me. Whereas, you know, when I get the gun, the tranquilizer gun, the Nikita missile, all this other stuff, you kind of get more options of how to do things. And my rations are full right here. That's what I like to see. I like to ration it up, keep it rationed. I'm looking for this gas mask over here. I'm like, where are you at? There you go, the gas mask. So basically, the gas mask just reduces, you know, the speed that you lose your oxygen in over here. And you know, that camera or something saw me. Oh, there's a camera in the room. I didn't even notice that. Wow. All right, I didn't notice that time either. And I think this is the one instance you use it, if I'm not badly mistaken. You could use it if you go back to the tank hangar part where I use, you know, to get those cigarettes, to get through the infrared beams. You could use it there as well, but we're already past that. So unless you're over there, and then you kind of be trapped. It'll be a little bit awkward. I don't know if actually they let you out after time, but we'll see. So yeah, that was a major innovation right there. Now I'm gonna shut up right here because we got ourselves one of the most violent scenes that you will ever see in your life. And you can already hear, you know, the crazy noises going on. You know who's coming along. That's violent.
Take this!
Oh my god. He pulled a Tim Hudson on him.
It's a ghost.
Woo, that was crazy. And we'll talk about soundtrack probably in a future episode. But how about that mechanical, noises in between with the music, man? I just gave it a whole nother level of intensity and feel. Gotta love it, setting the mood.
Stealth camouflage? Who are you?
Oh man.
Where is my friend? What? What are you talking about? Oh, what next?
I kinda don't blame him right there, son. That was too close to a call.
Hey, you're that ninja.
I've been waiting for you, Snake.
Who are you?
Neither enemy nor friend. I am back from a world where such words are meaningless. I've removed all obstacles. Now you and I will battle to the death.
What do you want?
Oh, I've waited a long time for this day. Now I want to enjoy this moment. What's with these guys? It's like one of my Japanese animes. I've come from another world to battle with you.
What is it? Revenge?
It is nothing so trivial as revenge. A fight to the death with you. Only in that can my soul find respite. I will kill you, or you will kill me. It makes no difference. All right then. Watch from your box seat.
I need that man. Keep your hands off him.
Now, make me feel it. Make me feel alive again.
And this ninja guy right here, he's man, he's a bad man right here. Alright, so I mean, there's a lot that's going on there, man. This is a pretty loaded sequence right there.
Now we can fight as warriors. Hand to hand. It is the basis of all combat. Only a fool trusts his life to a weapon.
Got wise words. So whenever someone points a gun at you, you could drop that line out. If you're ever getting like robbed or something, a mug, be like, only a fool trusts his life to a weapon. Watch what he'll tell you. He'll be like, word, son? Ba 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 ba. Alright, so yeah, I basically, you gotta really time it out and pace yourself. It takes me a little while to get adjusted, but I got 4 rations, and I know I got one that I walked by outside over there, so I don't really care. You could chafe them, to kind of distract him and whatnot. Don't ask me why it took so long for that thing to happen. It kind of, you know, takes him down like it does right here. And then you can get some bullets in on him, and then you can shoot him with the famous if you want, which kind of doesn't work, I guess. All right, it's interesting. That's pretty confident you could actually hit him right there, man. All right, but yeah, hand-to-hand combat, you just gotta change right. You gotta really time it, and you gotta, you know, when he moves and whatnot, you gotta get that feel for it. And I gotta love the little touch right there with the GameCube, and then the on the screen right there. There's another ration right there. So my boss fight, I don't really play my boss fights that well, as you're gonna see. I'm no expert in these boss fights, and partially because even though I'm playing in a hard mode, I think, or yeah, hard mode, I really don't care enough for it because I got 3 rations still, and I got like 1 sitting over there. I really, in this whole game, except for like, I'm not gonna spoil it now. I'm not gonna talk to these guys about battles that haven't happened yet. We'll talk about when it gets there. I'm trying to play this as spoiler free as I can, which is very difficult. It's very difficult for me to like not tell you who the cyborg ninja guy is, but he's just a random cyborg ninja that wants to get revenge on Snake, or not revenge is trivial. He just wants to fight to the death, and he keeps telling you that he's from like a different world. He came out from a different world, so it kind of makes you feel like he died at some point, I guess. I don't really know. Guess we'll have to find out. Don't want to ruin that one either. And he basically keeps doing this jump right here until we get to like halfway through the battle. Halfway through the battle, he changes it up a little bit. All about timing, all about rhythm. I'm clearly not finding the timing or the rhythm right now. Hopefully I get a little better right here. But you basically go 1, 2, 3. I don't like to commit to the kick because, and I thought that there was like a wall there or a window, but I guess he already broke it. I don't like to commit to the kick too much because I feel it leaves me exposed. Also, that little blast radius, so when he jumps could hurt you as well. That's why I kind of try to steer away from that. But yeah, I don't like to commit to the kick because then it kind of leaves you to feel a little bit exposed. It's a little more drawn out to the punch. So oftentimes I'll try to get him a 1-2 with the punch and wait it out a little bit. You want to get him to that. If you get him close enough for you before he starts punching, then you get a nice open round. It's all about trying to hit him from behind. Alright, so now he's got the stealth camo on. It's not really that big of an issue. You can still see him. It's not as easy to see him, obviously, but you know, when you walk around, you'll be able to like find him. And more often than not, he'll still come to you, kind of like he did right there. So it's not that big of a deal. You could put the thermal goggles on, you'll be able to see him. I assume if you're smoking cigarettes, you'll be able to see him too, but I mean, you gotta be pretty bald to be smoking cigarettes in a boss battle. I mean, shit, good for you. Taking out your health and the enemy's taking out your health, and you're just looking cool while doing it. Gotta appreciate that. So man, it's chasing. I was trying to get him to commit to the kick, and boy did he commit to the kick. He messed me up and that computer. Twirling around, my man. Come on, where you at? There you go. As long as you nail him here before he nails you, you're good to go. Just gonna talk a little more trash. Cute little Yoshi and Mario also just chilling right there. If you shoot the Yoshi or the Mario, you get like a 1-up noise, I think. I think Mario gives you the 1-up noise, and Yoshi just gives you like a Yoshi noise, if memory serves me right. Alright, so my man took off the camo, now he's just kind of walking towards me. There we go, he wants me to hurt him more. Can't punch it, alright. So now he's doing this like showing up all over the place thing, which to me felt like the easiest part of the battle, because he'll just kind of show up to me and you kind of just have to time it out right for when he does show up over here, and then get that little punch in right there, get that little jab in there. Patience will be so rewarded in this game so many times. That's what it's all about, being patient. And you know what, try to shoot that guy when he's down there. I don't know why I didn't, but it makes sense for me that you would be able to hurt him instead of just standing above him looking all creepy. But yeah, this battle basically breaks down to us over here because he just wants the pain. He just wants to feel love. That's like those people who like their nerves don't work or whatnot. Like their nervous endings don't work on their fingers, on like their hands or anything. So they could, like, for example, put like their hand on the stove and they won't feel it's burning. It's burning. They just won't feel it. I always thought that was like really cool. I was like, that's awesome. Like I can put my hand on the stove and it won't like do it. Like I'll be able to take so much pain. But at the same time, like, you're still burning, you're still hurting, your bones are still breaking, you just don't know it. Like, that's not as cool. I mean, the fact that you feel pain is a warning sign. Let you know that you're, like, alive and that something's going on wrong. It's like when you take PCP. Last time I took PCP, man, I went through, like, I ran through a tractor trailer. I ain't feel ish, yo. I was just killed it. Don't take PCP. It's a bad drug. I think it's called angel dust as well, if memory serves me right. I've been out of the drug game for a while, so it's not something I control a lot of. There we go. So now we got ourselves a nice little rhythm right here. He just keeps telling you, that's good, Snake, that's good. Hurt me more. Masochist. Let him get the punch out. Just kick him. No biggie. This boss battle could be tough. You could make it tougher on yourself, but take it slow, take it easy, and you'll be able to get that W ASAP. And right here, I thought I killed him, and yes, sir, I did. Let's watch this scene. That's gotta hurt.
I felt that, Snake. Do you remember me now?
It can't be. You were killed in Zanzibar. What? Not again. What's happening?
I'm losing myself.
Is it over?
This game's crazy. Join me next week, another episode. That's wild.
There's no way you could pass for a man for long.
What do you mean? Hey, men aren't allowed in here.
I had no idea you were so feminine.
This is no time to try and hit on me, Snake.